Hi folks, it's John Orlando, and I thought I would try something different for the Director's Corner. I thought I'd do a video Director's Corner, just as a change of pace. Now, first thing you should know about me is I'm wearing a Packers jersey. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm filming this on Saturday before the Packers play the Patriots. I'm fully anticipating that game to be a bloodbath, with Aaron Rodgers probably out. I anticipate myself bleeding green and gold, probably yelling, screaming, swearing a lot. But most importantly, I'm probably living in New England, not going to be able to show my face with a Packers jersey afterwards for a while. So I thought I'd just make use of it today. That's why I'm wearing it. So this is a pre-holiday Director's Corner, and interestingly enough, I thought what I'd talk about is social media and getting old. Now, as you know, I've been involved in social media in a variety of ways, in education, marketing, disaster response. I've written articles on that, spoken on that. And kind of an interesting thing came up this morning when my wife and I were talking. We were talking about our parents, and our parents who are in their 70s are getting to the age where they may end up in a nursing home eventually, or some kind of care facility, which is not unusual. We talked about the fact that when you visit these places, people are doing things that are clearly different from what we do. Even the style of clothing is different, and the activities are different. We kind of brought the point, well, when we get to that age, when it's time for us to go to a nursing home, or I guess you call it assisted care facilities, will we start sort of wearing the clothes and doing the activities, the bingo, the shuffleboard that we see older people doing now, because that's sort of the natural transition when you get old? Or will we take into that lifestyle the activities that we do now? In other words, we're just kind of laughing about the fact that when we go into a nursing home, they'll have spinning classes, right? Or we get into a or when our children get to a nursing home, instead of playing bingo, they'll have a World of Warcraft night or something like that, right? But it also got me thinking about the issue of how social media can really kind of transform the whole experience of going to something like assisted care or a nursing home facility. A lot of older people are very worried about going to a nursing home, partly because the stories about nursing homes being very dark, unpleasant places, but also because I think there's a feeling that if you go to a nursing home, you become socially isolated. And there's a lot to that. I mean, when you take your parents, your grandparents, and you put them in a place, I shouldn't say put them, but when they go to a place like an assisted care facility, they become separate from their family, and there's a sense in which now visiting them becomes this thing you do 2 or 3 times a year, maybe more often if you live closer, but they become kind of separate. But interestingly enough, as social media becomes more common, it provides a way for people to get outside of their immediate environment, and can provide a way for older people to reconnect with what they've left. For instance, I've created a Facebook account for my mom. Unfortunately, I'm still working on sort of teaching her how to use it. But obviously, everyone in my family, like most people, has a Facebook profile. Now, my mom lives in Arkansas, and she really likes to keep up with her children, her grandchildren. Well, let's imagine that I do manage to get her sort of integrated into Facebook. Well, she would see all the things that are going on. She would see what her children are doing, what her grandchildren are doing. And most interestingly, she could use something like what I'm doing right now, this video recording, which is very simple. It's simply done with a webcam, to communicate back and forth with those people she wants to remain connected to. For instance, let's imagine my wife and I are in an assisted care facility or whatever, probably in San Diego, by the way, because we really don't want to go to Florida, because it's hot and humid in Florida, but the weather is perfect in San Diego. But I digress. I can see us maybe once a week or even a couple times a week sitting in front of the webcam, just like I'm doing now. And based on the sort of social survey that I've done, or that we've done by looking at Facebook and all of our kids, we can do something like this. If you looked at all of the our kids and relatives just this week on Facebook, what you would find is, oh, Alex, I see that you did your, you had your finals this week, and you talked about, only sleeping a couple hours the night before your final, and you had 3 exams. Well, how did those go, Alex? Tell us about the exams. Pat, I see you got into UVM. Great, congratulations, Pat. You need anything? You live on campus? Let us know. Tell you what, we want to buy a UVM sweatshirt. We want to tell all of our friends here our grandchild is in UVM. So send us information on how to get a sweatshirt, and let us know once you move into the dorms. We want to find out, how things are going. Ian, I see you're snowboarding. You just started snowboarding, didn't you? You used to ski. How's that going? Are you crashing a lot? I also see you're doing a lot of stuff in Boy Scouts, Ian. So you have the winter camp out coming in a couple weeks. That's that outdoor camp out, right? How do you build a shelter outdoors? Tell us about how you do that. Congratulations, Leanne. I see you got another teaching award. Tell us about the thing you're doing in a few weeks in New Jersey. I can see you're going down there to do a presentation. And John, you've got a Teaching with Technology column going. Can you give us a link to that? We'd like to see a few of the examples and maybe ask you about them. Those would be the kinds of things I could literally imagine when we get into the situation where we've moved away and moved to retirement. We can use Facebook or whatever is going to be around by then. Probably be very different, to connect with all those other people. So I can see social media being a way to sort of return to what used to be retirement. Used to be retirement was living in the home of your children, right? And then sort of being around to bug them, right? Being sort of, to take care of the grandchildren and all. And then we created this separate thing, these nursing homes, these assisted care facilities where people live separately, and they became kind of like isolated from the family. And now social media provides a way to reconnect with that family. If we could just get people to use it. And I think the generation that's retired now, unfortunately, they were not the digital generation. It is difficult for them to kind of get in the mindset of doing stuff like I'm doing right now. It's going to be hard, I think, for me to get my mom to do it. It's going to take a lot of training. For me, it's natural, and for my children, it's probably more than natural. So perhaps it'll become more common as we get retirement age. So this is actually... My point is, it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, a wonderful opportunity to reconnect, and I look forward to using that in the years ahead. Not that I look forward to getting old, but to stay connected with all those people, and not worry that I'm becoming socially isolated and don't know what my children, my grandchildren are doing, because I now have a way of looking in, and most importantly, to know about what's going on enough to ask the right questions. Not just say, oh, tell us about your life, because, ask your children, tell them, say, how did your day go at school? And they'll go, yeah, okay, whatever. Just nothing happened. But then you go into Facebook and find out, oh, a lot happened, right? And they think, oh, did you see about George? Oh, he threw up in the cafeteria. So you find out there's all this stuff going on there, right? That's why I've encouraged my son to go on Facebook, because it's the only way I know what's going on in his life. Plus, I can see who he's making friends with. I can actually see if he's making friends with people maybe I got to worry about. So you can use it to do these sort of environmental scan that will allow you to ask the right questions and start eliciting a conversation. So it doesn't just have to be the phone call, the 10 minutes, how are things going? You kind of just say a couple things and move on. You can actually say specifically, oh, I see you did this. Tell us about the trip to Boston. Tell us about this. Oh, I see you at prom. Oh, you look so good in your tuxedo and all that stuff. So anyways, that's my thought about how social media may actually kind of revolutionize or change, how we retire. Well, anyways, have a great holiday, and I look forward to working with you next year. Thank you.